And we're live! Well, that was a bother.
Liberalism is a disease.
Apparently my problem was, that my DNS was misbehaving, so I switched to Google's DNS and suddenly everything's working. I don't know why that is. I guess my ISP is just lousy right now. Can you say something again to make sure the audio is working?
Sighing again.
This is,
hey, can you tweet out the video so I can pop it out?
Yeah, this was,
Let me do that from the dashboard.
So I had to reset up my streaming rig, so this is all new. And I had to work out how to get my RetroTink working with my Elgato, and I think I managed it. So this is the first time I'm streaming with the RetroTink 2X, I think it's called, the RetroTink X2? Something like that. Anyway, it's a new low latency scaler, basically, that an HDMI encoder. So for some reason, Elgato's HDMI encoder, if you use their analog kit, is not very good. So this actually seems to be pretty good. And I have the smoothing turned on because, ooh, shiny. Y'all will have to let me know if the levels aren't working or something like that, and I'll have to adjust the sound levels for you. Just give me a heads up. Anyway, I'm going to be playing some Ocarina of Time because I love this game, and Dan can't see why I like it so much. So I'm going to try and explain it as best as I can as he tears it to shreds bit by bit and tells me why I shouldn't like it.
It's garbage and you're garbage for liking it.
I don't know. I mean, this is probably my first game in this genre that I really played, so maybe some of it is nostalgia. I guess we'll find out, though.
Probably. That's the thing. Before we get started, I played Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets before this, and I played the demo for the original Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on PC, like right when that came out. So when I go to play this game, all of the things that seem so impressive about it are not impressive to me because I played the Harry Potter games, which were basically, I don't want to say that they're the same, because obviously there are things that this game does that the Harry Potter games do not do, but the way that they control the innovative gameplay mechanic that Ocarina of Time brought to the table really was not as good by that time. I mean, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone came out only 3 years after Ocarina of Time, so by then the game aged like spoiled milk is what I'm trying to say.
I noticed that this one also does that exposition dump thing at the beginning that you're not particularly fond of.
Let me see. I'm watching the opening cutscene. It's more... Yeah, it's a boring cutscene. In my opinion, it's boring. You can't really do anything. And it's a dream, so you know he's not really in danger. And it's unskippable. Is it unskippable?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's unskippable. So you just have to sit there, and you can't do anything until they're done. Okay, Navi, you have to give me that one. Everyone hates Navi.
Yeah, everyone hates Navi. To the point where Majora's Mask, they made her sound... Well, they got rid of her, replaced her with different fairies that sound completely different. Although I will show you one thing that I thought was really clever about this intro sequence.
Now, I will be fair. Link's Awakening is one of my favorite Zelda games, but the owl in that is almost as annoying as Navi. I say almost because the owl is all scripted. It's not... You're never going to have wandering around and suddenly he yells at you, hey, go do what you're supposed to do.
Okay, this part I think is clever, what's right about to happen here. You know you have to go to the Deku Tree, that's one of the first things that they tell you, and this flight of Navi already establishes in 3D space where the Deku Tree is relative to you. So you already know roughly where your objective is before the game even gives you control. And this is on original hardware, by the way. No emulation here.
Hello.
Hey, Weeb. Okay, another thing that I don't think aged as well, the 2D backgrounds, the pre-rendered ones. Now, granted, I don't like how they do these in the Final Fantasy games either.
It doesn't help that it's on the N64, which had no texture memory, so they're really low resolution.
Yeah. Like,
although,
even on a CRTV, you can tell.
You do have to admit they look worse when emulated, though.
Yeah. There's a game I played on the GameCube called the Universal Studios theme park, and the entire park part of the game is that too. It's all pre-rendered CGI crap.
So I start the game and I press all the buttons, and none of the buttons do anything, except this one, which makes me dash around. And then it says put away. Oh, I put the fairy away, I guess? That always confused me when I first started playing as a kid. I was like, what? Why would you want to put the fairy away? Why is there a special context-sensitive button just for doing that? Bacon wants to know who's game and who's grump in this Let's Play. Dan's always grumpy. No, I'm teasing him. So the game has already told me where I need to go, so let's go there, right away. Let's go talk to the Great Deku Tree. And right away it puts these little gaps in my way, so I realize that when I walk to the edge of a ledge, I automatically jump, and I don't even have to press any buttons for that. I'm not Mario.
That always bugged me though, because I wanted to be able to jump whenever, and they never added that to the 3D Zelda games. Even in the 2D ones, you could jump. I can't remember if the very first one you can jump, but I know you can in Zelda 2, and I know you can in Link's Awakening. I think you can later on in Link to the Past, but I don't remember for sure. And I know that you can in the Minish Cap. You know,
So the game, this starting area is like your standard starting area that seeks to teach you all the basic mechanics of the game.
Okay.
There's water that you can fall in, and you're gonna fall in it because you don't understand how the edges work yet. Shows you how you can swim, how you can dive, not very well. How you can climb up on things on the edge of the water by pressing into them, and so on and so forth. And then there's all these signs everywhere. They just exposition dump the controls onto you. Not really exposition, I guess, but they just dump information about the controls. Even rewards you for money for basic mechanics, like jumping on things.
Yeah, I remember now. When I rented this one as a little kid, I could not figure out how to get out of this area for the longest time.
There's all these little houses that you can go explore.
Yeah, I think what it is you gotta get a bunch of gold, a bunch of rubies, and then buy a shield. But I don't remember if you need a sword yet. You might.
You do need a sword, and I'm going to show you how to get the sword.
Yeah, I remember. It's in the hedge maze. Oh look, the ruby landed on the ledge there where you can't grab it. Or the bunk bed, whatever that is.
I'm glad this guy warned me that he was going to talk my ear off. This is how you can tell I'm not emulating, because the pause is instant and actually has the world in the background behind it. I think did Gliden 64 fix that, or?
I haven't tried that actually. I doubt it though.
So, spoiler alert, I'm just going straight for the sword. So after wandering around for a while, you come to this sign, and it tells you how to crawl through holes. And how to look around corners. Yes, so this tells you about basic Z targeting. Now let's run around the rock for a bit, because I think that there's treasure somewhere. Yes, there is. That was less smooth than I could have been, but I got the money and I got my health back. We're gonna build a wall and Hyrule will pay for it.
The elves in this game are a metaphor for Mexicans.
The elves in this game have all been told that if they go outside of their homeland, they'll die. I actually think it's really interesting that this mechanic became so standard. It's like they put a Nintendo back in this day would put a physical metaphor for things that are now standard and don't require it. Like in Mario, you had Lakitu with the camera in order to like hint to people, hey, the camera is a thing you can control too. And in this, they have the fairy as your targeting system. It kind of is a similar type of hint that 40 rupees for the shield? That's too expensive. I need to go grind for money. But yeah, it's like they didn't think people would get it, so they gave you this hint. So in order to grind for money, you have to learn the mechanics of the game in small doses, because you have to do all these unusual activities like slice plants open, walk around corners, cross a narrow bridge which isn't quite aligned with the camera unless you force it to be aligned. And uh-oh, this bridge turns in an L, so you have to remember what they told you about Z-targeting. Ugh! What's wrong with her face? Just 5 more rupees. What's an elf gotta do to get some rupees around here? It's just giving you money for doing any activity, like jumping on stones, walking through grass.
So you're basically grinding. The game starts you out and you gotta grind. Fun. Like I get... No, that's the thing. I had already known this type of gameplay before, I guess, from the Harry Potter games, so I don't need to have it hold my hand through the whole thing like this game does. Like, they were so worried that this is the first game ever to do this type of control scheme with these type of mechanics that now, if you've played a game like it before, it really doesn't age as well.
Bacon says, Link has a lot of girls interested in him. Are you sure Zelda is the one for him? He seems high maintenance. Yes, well, there's one little problem. You see, spoiler alert, later in the game, Link grows into an adult. Whereas everyone in this village stays the same age. Which means that would be really, really creepy. Buy something else, you cleared me out. Top Hat Coyote says, holy shit, this is just like the time Harry Potter fought Trump over Kavanaugh. Okay, now we talk to the bully guy. Bacon says hall monitor. Yes, he's the self-appointed hall monitor character. Oh shoot, there's enemies already.
He knows he took Trump's sword, Kiki.
I forget what happens if you say no. I think he just keeps repeating himself, so I'm gonna say yes. So, these textures here are using a technique that I think Rare kind of pioneered, which was because the texture memory was so low on the N64, just layer decals on top of the normal textures in order to make them look more varied. The game uses it everywhere. So far, there's really been nothing that they couldn't do in a 2D Zelda game, except for targeting the person to talk to them, and who gives a shit about that? But this moment right here is when I first realized that they were going to do something special with the third dimension, and that is this web right here. That's something that they couldn't do in a 2D Zelda game.
I made, while we were setting up and while you're playing the first minutes, I made a meme. I don't know if I should post it though.
Uh-oh, what did you do?
The SA Goon starter pack.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to pause for a sec to see it?
You'll have to show it to me later.
Alright, I guess we can sit on it then.
I'm actually playing this as if it was my first time playing a Zelda game. The sad thing is, it's not on purpose.
Why do you say that?
I'm just messing up a lot, running into enemies, things like that.
Yeah, you've seen all these, whatever it is, starter packs that have been, people have been making, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to point this out real quick. This is your first piece of bait that there's a 3D puzzle here. You get to the end of this log, you see there's a heart there. You need to jump off in order to collect it, and by now you've probably been damaged because you're a noob at video games. So, you jump off, and the web goes like that. And you already know, oh, well, if only I could land there with a little bit more force, maybe I could break through.
I don't know, that didn't really occur to me when I played it.
Yeah, but it's hinting, man. It's hinting. It's wiggling its eyebrows and it's pointing in that direction.
Okay, are you sure that that is what occurred to you when you first played the game, and it isn't just you figure it out by accident like I did?
No, absolutely. I remember we were like couch playing this. I was couch playing this with my hippie friends, and we worked it out together. We were all like talking about it and trying to work out how to get through that web. And yeah, it's giving you all the tools that you need to understand how to do it.
Screw it, I'm posting the meme now. There are only like two, other than the title saying what it is, there are only two sentences in the whole thing, whereas all the other starter packs are like mostly words with a few pictures.
So something interesting about this map is it's a throwback to the first Legend of Zelda.
No, it isn't.
The little square map in the corner of that describes every dungeon and shows you which rooms you have and haven't been in.
That's in every Zelda game.
Yeah, it's part of the franchise.
It's like saying, well, it's a Mario game because he wears a red hat.
Well, it wouldn't be a Mario game if he wasn't wearing a hat now, would it?
I don't know, there are people who played Mario 64 that way.
Yeah, but they're doing that on purpose for extra challenge.
Isn't it great how the game pauses to explain to you exactly what's going to happen?
Well, I asked it to.
Oh, okay.
If you lock onto something, you can hit a button and it'll tell you about it.
Oh, okay.
I did that because reasons.
Speaking of Harry Potter, apparently it's trending on Twitter now.
Oh, uh-oh.
See you, Coyote.
Thanks for dropping by, Coyote.
Apparently something happened in the Spanish-speaking world regarding Harry Potter. Matter is just really popular in the Spanish-speaking world for some reason.
Oh, by the way, I'm playing this with the brand new Retro Fighters N64 controller, which makes the N64 controller into not an abomination. It is a third-party controller that you would not give to your little brother to play the game with you, you know, or to the guest who's over. It's actually a third-party controller that's better than the original, and I'm very happy with it. Yeah, it's a really nice add-on, and I'm really happy that Dan told me to buy it.
Oh, they're now on Netflix. Okay. What is ANZ Netflix? Australia and New Zealand. Okay, great. If you're in Australia or New Zealand, you can now watch Harry Potter. Great.
And now you actually can't get out of this room without doing what it just taught you to do, because you need to release the ladder. Bacon says no hand cramps in this playthrough. Actually, yeah, I held it up next to the Switch Pro controller, and it's the same shape, like in your hands. So yeah, definitely no hand cramps. And also no thin, spindly joystick. For some reason, the N64 controller had that ridiculously thin joystick, and it was nasty. you go to the store demo unit and the joystick would be flopped over on its side. And this has one of those joysticks with the big ball at the bottom, like a GameCube controller.
You did play Master Quest.
Yeah, someone actually ripped Master Quest from the GameCube disc and patched it so it works on the N64. So I was playing it. It's just, it's not as... Master Quest is something I really want to play. I've just never actually beat the original Ocarina of Time. And Master Quest makes the puzzles less intuitive on purpose. So in order to try and show someone why Ocarina of Time was a great game, it's not necessarily the best experience. This is something Egoraptor criticized the game for, is the combat is all based around waiting, but that never really bothered me. It just means it's not a very fast-paced game.
That did bother me, but I didn't really notice it until he pointed it out. Man, I remember going around here I remember going around and around and around there, not realizing what to do for this part. And just killing the skull spiders over and over.
Well, you got a lot of rupees, I bet.
Isn't there a limit to how many you can carry?
Yes, and it's actually one of the most annoying things to increase the limit. I'll give you that. Getting the bigger wallet size is a huge pain in the neck. So what am I supposed to do in this room? It's already playing the evil sounds. The enemy is near music. Let's see.
The thing that really bugged me was how the sticks that you use to light those. You equip the stick. I know you already got them. There's a limited amount of them, and if you don't do it quickly, you'll run out. And that was really annoying to me.
That's actually wrong. There's an infinite amount of sticks. So
yeah, there is an infinite amount, but you have to go get more.
In fact, there's an infinite amount in this very room.
Yeah, it's still a pain to get them.
Right here, in fact. And the reason why the compass is important is because it reveals to you that there's a chest over here. Yeah, Twitter's become really serious about censoring the chat.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. It turns out that I can't think and play at the same time. So this is the first one of these spiders that you'll ever encounter, and they put it extremely obvious and at sword level. And this is the Gold Skull Tula, everyone's favorite side quest in the game, where if you collect enough Gold Skull Tula tokens, you get small rewards, like bigger wallets. Oh, Nice Weeb's here.
You haven't noticed him?
He clearly hasn't been insulting me enough.
Q, turn on real-time chat instead of top chat.
So here's where that puzzle information comes in handy. Maybe I'm just misremembering the game, but I don't remember there being as much exploration in this game as in the original Zeldas, the 2D ones. You think this game has more exploration?
Not as much.
Not as much. Yeah. Yes. Well, this one does a lot more hand-holding. It basically tells you, here is where you go next. And if you don't do it in that order, then you're on a side quest, basically. And there we go. That was the first puzzle that I encountered in this game that made me realize that it was doing things with 3D that were creative. Or rather, you couldn't do with a 2D Zelda game.
I don't know, I haven't played Breath of the Wild, but it doesn't look like something would be fun to me.
Breath of the Wild is a completely different style of game than this.
Yeah. Like, it looks like the kind of game, to me, and maybe I'm wrong, it looks like the kind of game where it's the whole, it's not actually fun, it's just a really long game, you know? You know, like Fallout 3.
I don't know, I had fun with Fallout 3.
Well, I did too, but most of my fun with that one was collecting as many items as I could. And, you know, exploring stuff. I hated the story in that one. I got to the part where you're there, I'm trying to remember what happened. You're there with your dad, and then your dad does something that blows up the machine or something. And that really pissed me off because there was no possible way to stop it. Not even, it wasn't like this bad thing happened because you suck at the game, and now your father is dead forever. It's scripted sequence that you have no control over. Haha, you suck.
Yes.
Going with the game, and that just pissed me off.
Even the original Mass Effect was better about that. The original.
Go on.
The original Mass Effect, you could even talk the big boss into blowing his own brains out. Anyway, I just wanted to point out something about this puzzle because I noticed it. You step on that switch, and the torch is behind the spiderweb, and the spiderweb catches on fire. And it's clear that they did that because they wanted to give you a hint that you could set spiderwebs on fire. So it sets up the rest of the puzzle.
I don't know, Weave. I mean, part of me, and hopefully I'm wrong, part of me is wondering, is the reason why, like, the newest Smash game, is the reason why that's so popular just because of the Rule 34 stuff? And so then the same would be true of Breath of the Wild in a way. And I hope I'm wrong, it's just, part of me, I don't know.
Well, I haven't played it. But I found out that Nintendo IDs aren't unique, so, or at least the ones that they show on screen. So if you ever want to watch me play that, I can do that. So 231, can you remember that number pattern?
231.
RPX says Breath of the Wild got back to the roots of Zelda where they didn't tell you shit.
So you're supposed to hit the eye with its slingshot?
Yep.
Oh, Michelle Catlin's gonna get banned again. They just said the R word on Twitter while quote tweeting David Sherritt. I don't know, the only Switch games that I can really recommend are Mario Odyssey and the new Kirby game. Granted, there are some others I haven't played. Plenty of them I haven't played. I'm trying to remember, there were some I did play that were just...
Speedrunners cheese this puzzle by backflipping over the center thing.
The what thing?
The center spiky thing. You can backflip over it.
Oh! Huh.
You know, this move, the backflip thing? Yeah, you can backflip over that.
Okay, that's an interesting symbol on the box.
What did you say?
The box you just climbed on. Oh, you can't see it now. That was an interesting symbol on it.
Yeah, they actually took that symbol out in later versions of the game. The HD re-releases and the the 3DS version, they use a different symbol for the Amazon chicks. What are their names? The gypsy chicks?
I don't remember.
Yeah, well, that's their symbol.
Yeah. RPX. There was someone on. This was when they were still announcing the cast for Brawl. Someone said, "Hey, this should add, female Pokemon trainer." And then another person's like, "No, they shouldn't, because every character who's in Smash gets a ton of growth before, even the Ice Climbers." So since the newer ones have been coming out, I've been wondering how much of their popularity is people who actually enjoy the game versus people who use it for inspiration.
Oops! I burned my first Deku stick. Well, I mean, there is the phenomenon of people who are fans of the game without playing it, and that's getting increasingly common, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because you don't have to play it. You can just watch YouTube videos.
But I don't know. I think people I think there are a set of core fans who genuinely like the game with all its warts. Yes, that's it, Derpentine. The Garuda. They're the gypsy ladies who are almost entirely ladies, except they have a man born every once in a while, and he gets all the pussy.
Yeah, you're not wrong, RPX.
Yeah, it is a party game. And as a party game, well, I like party games. I like party games when there's, See, the problem with it being a party game is, why don't you just bust out Melee?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm surprised doesn't get talked about more? Jump Ultimate Stars. Like, I know that one wasn't really the deepest fighting game, but man, it was such a blast to play. And it introduced me to so many really awesome Shonen Jump series, like Hunter x Hunter. That was my first exposure to Hunter x Hunter. That was my first exposure to iShield 21. That was my first exposure to Hitman Reborn. Oh, what else? That was how I first discovered Gintama. I'm trying to think. I know there were like a whole bunch of others that, like even some that weren't licensed even. Did you ever play that one, Q? It was import only, but the DS was region free, so...
I'm in a little bit of a situation here. Did you remember the number sequence?
3, 2, 1.
Wrong, it was 2, 3, 1. I was just playing it up.
Well, Lark type it in the chat says... What's the number sequence for?
You have to defeat these guys in order 2, 3, 1. So the middle one, I think the right one would that be 3? Does it count right to left to right? Alright, 2. I'm gonna assume that this guy is 3. Yep, and then I have to defeat 1. I wonder if it was 213 in the Japanese version. Because, you know, they read the other direction. Traitor! Bacon's heading out. See you later, Bacon. Thanks for joining us.
Bacon. Yeah, thanks for watching.
So he just betrayed the queen. So I have to stun whoever the queen is and then stab her in the eyeball. Now, I remember this boss being incredibly difficult when I was a kid. And it isn't at all. It's really simple.
Yeah, I remember trying to attack him head-on first, and that just didn't work. I can't remember exactly what you gotta do. I think you use the what's-it thing. Why do you have to strike it a bunch of times when I just have it be hit once?
Because it actually has a health bar. You can't see it, but it's using a health bar instead of a phases system. That boss was really, really difficult when I was a kid. And now I feel like I was a nuts.
Yay, you finished the dungeon. Now you don't need to play the other dungeon until way later. Aren't the 3D Zelda games wonderful?
What, you mean the amount of distance I have to travel before I get to the next dungeon? And say
Isn't there a whole bunch of stuff you gotta do?
Side quests and things? You can skip right to it if you want to.
Oh, okay. I remember there being like a whole bunch of story stuff you gotta do first.
Well, we'll find out. We get to hear about the three goddesses. So we get to learn the creation myth for this version of Hyrule. Wait, do all versions of Hyrule have the same creation story, or
No.
they all have different ones? Okay.
Well, the thing is that there's two timelines, apparently. I don't even know if that's still canon. That was a theory that Game Chillers came up with. I never actually looked at the official Hyrule timeline that Nintendo released. But the theory that Game Chillers had is that the in The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, you have a time skip, and then at the end of the game, you go back in time and then stop Ganon from taking power. So they theorized that what happened is that this creates two alternate universes. So then you had Wind Waker as a sequel to Ocarina of Time in the alternate universe that they created, and the rest of the Zelda games were in the main timeline, except for I think that they decided that Twilight Princess was in the alternate timeline, but I can't remember for sure. I know that most of them were in ways that you have... Crap, one of the ones... Yeah, Zelda 2 is the first one, canonically. Because that one... Yeah, the whole game series starts with 2. Then you have Ocarina of Time, and then you have, like... I think maybe the first game, or... No, wait, A Link to the Past might have predated... the main Legend. It might have predated Ocarina of Time, but I don't remember for sure.
Nice Weeb wants to know, how does Undertale fit into this timeline?
I don't know, the video came out way before Undertale.
Link is Papyrus?
Navi is Alphys?
So, Jerpentine points out something very interesting, which is you never get the Triforce in Ocarina of Time. And this was something that drove endless fan speculation. And the reason for that, I'll show you in a moment here. Because on this screen, there are slots for all the items that you'll collect during the game. The 3 stones, the 6 medallion thingies, all your songs, your pieces of heart, I forget what these are for, and the Triforce. It looks like there's an impression of the Triforce on this screen, but it's actually just decorative and you can never actually get the Triforce to fill that. But back in the early days of the interwebs, there were all these rumors about weird convoluted steps that you could do to acquire the Triforce and get to this thing called the Temple of... What was it? The Temple of Light or something? That was the temple where the Triforce was, and it was a secret temple that you could only get to if you... your uncle worked for Nintendo, or, you know, weird stuff like that. Shut up, hall monitor. I'm gonna shove your head into a locker. Weep says it's the temple of fake nerd news. And hey, Mookie's here. Hey, Mookie.
Run while you can. Q, what's a game that you hate that I can play?
Missed.
You really hate that one.
We don't ask questions like that, Rest. Well, my actual guess is because
because of
a good chunk of the games he doesn't grow up. He just stays a kid for the entire story. This is one of the few ones where he does. Can you think, what other ones has he grown up in?
Okay, I think there's something you're missing.
What's that?
Who he's with in the, I'm saying that people are more attracted to the fish lady or Sheik.
Well, the fish lady is never wearing clothes, so...
Yeah. Wait, weren't there a bunch of fairies, too?
Yes, the fairies were extremely provocatively dressed. You'll see one of those shortly.
Yeah, I remember that.
Who's best girl in Ocarina of Time?
Midna.
What? Wrong game. So this is where the game really opens up, and you can go so many places now. It's like you escape your little confines of the tutorial area, and now you're let out into the great wide world of Hyrule, and there's already 4 exits that you can see on this map. This world is huge! And then there's this fucking owl. This fucking owl doesn't shut up.
Yeah, he's from the other one. Not Link to the Past, Link's Awakening.
So let's summarize what he's telling us in way too many words. So far, all that he said is, you will face challenges.
That is the ugliest owl I have ever seen. Wiki says, Midna is basically Gremlin Diva.
And then the default option is no, so if you're trying to skip through it really quick, he's going to repeat everything back to you. Yeah, Dripentine, that was something else that was very unusual, is that nowhere in the game is the regular overworld theme heard. Now, they fixed that in Majora's Mask, where the overworld theme shows up, but it's very corrupted and twisted. I am staying away from that thing. So the entirety of what the owl told me was, you'll face challenges ahead, go straight to get to the castle, here's how to use the map.
Oh man, now I remember this stupid... This game has day-night cycles for some retarded reason.
The Hyrule
They're annoying because then you can't go in then you can't do anything when it turns night, and you just gotta wait around killing the stupid skeletons.
Yes, but that's all in service of something. When you finally get the Song of the Sun, it's actually a proper reward, because then you can skip the night cycles.
Shouldn't have to deal with it in the first place.
Funny story, you see this big one? The one that's bigger than normal? If you use a Game Shark's cheat to make night last forever, every once in a while that big skeleton will pop up, but he'll keep getting bigger and bigger every time he appears. Until he's like huge.
Wow.
Weeb, that's the entire purpose of this stream. Dan doesn't like this game, I do. He's gonna hate on it the whole time while I defend it in every way possible. Ganon actually has a very intricate horse. Although, I'm not sure it's a Clydesdale. It could be any draft horse, right? Does it have the traditional Clydesdale markings on it?
What about a horse?
Ganon's horse. They want to know why he's riding basically a draft horse. You wouldn't normally just ride a draft horse if you were a like a warrior of some kind. The guard which tells you just to smash all the pots. So this is Hyrule Castle's grind room. If you ever need money and you don't have enough, you just come in here and smash all the pots. And I don't know why I'm here, other than habit, because you always used to habitually go here if you're ever short on money. So I think I just went in here because...
So yeah. It's like that one field in Link's Awakening that's directly below the shop?
Yes. Although later in the game, when you grow up, this room has an entirely different spooky purpose. Navi fanfiction. So, it took me a while to realize why Navi was named Navi. It's because she helps you...
Navigate.
She helps you navigate. My abusive alcoholic father owns Lon Lon Ranch. No, he's not. He's not. Right now, he's pleasant. He doesn't become an evil guy until Ganon shows up. Nice Weeb thinks Malin is the best girl. Is that fucking owl here again? I haven't done anything! What more could he have to tell me?
The game isn't long enough. We need to pad it out. Even more than it already is. Have you ever played Blast Corps? Or not Blast Corps, what was it? That one... What was the name of it? Let me look it up. Might have been Bug something.
A Bug's Life for the N64?
No.
Body Harvest?
Yes.
No, I have not.
That one's really fun.
Let's talk to the guard. He's sure to let me in.
I remember reading a review for it on GameStop back when I still read them a lot. And they said that they called that one a big dumb game to waste time with while you wait for Ocarina of Time.
For some reason, I remember that there's something in this tree specifically. How you would ever work that out, I don't know. So you have to wander around here and wander around here until you realize that there's a vine here that you can climb, and then you can climb up the vine. If you line it up just right.
Oh, Kira, remind me when we're done with the stream. There's something I learned yesterday that I didn't get a chance to tell you because the power went out.
So you gotta make your way through this area without any of the guards noticing you. And it's a trial and error puzzle. But I already know how to get through, so...
I don't know. Part of me... Well, not part of me. I still feel like the reason, the popularity of this game is my childhood. My childhood. Which, you know, that would add to my theory that the game didn't age well.
Well, I did never beat it due to New Shiny, but I'm not sure. Alright, well that girl told me that her father was in here and lost, and that he's probably sleeping somewhere. I wonder if I should go back and talk to that girl. How do I get out of here? Well, let's just have the guards throw me out. I did not know that. Jerpentine says that Zelda reacts to whatever mask you have on. Well, I'll have to try that every time I get a new mask. Here's Nice Weeb's waifu. Yes, play the Metal Gear theme. Link! 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 Replace Navi with the Codex. So you gotta show him your cock. Matt Pat, it's Mario!
Leslie Jones slams new Ghostbusters film. It's like something Trump would do.
Game theory. Is Talon actually Mario? Didn't he actually do that?
No. I hope not.
Weeb wants to know if it's gay to like Sheik. Yes. Because it's you doing it. Ooh. Machinima was deleted. I think they deleted themselves. My guess is because they ran into ownership controversies and or lawsuits, but that's just my random speculation. It's like a Sokoban puzzle, except it's not even a puzzle.
No, it's just slow and boring.
I don't know, the game is kind of structured as a series of micro-puzzles. That's just another micro-puzzle. Clearly this means Wario made it. Slide the blocks!
Oh, that was lucky. So Wheeler Walker, whoever that is, said that he was gonna send someone all of his albums autographed on vinyl if they videotaped themselves punching that MAGA protester from the Catholic school. And he, just before he deleted it, I archived it. I think they already was archived. I'm not entirely sure because of how the time is on here.
More Metal Gear theme. Metal Gear, Metal Gear! When I was a kid, I was bad at video games, and I had to do that puzzle over and over and over again.
You know what game it was that finally got me halfway decent at video games?
What was that?
Sonic Rush, of all things.
Wait, is that the one that Hideki Naganuma made the soundtrack to?
The what's his name guy?
Yeah, the Jet Set Radio guy?
Yeah. Yes.
Mookie says, if Wario made this, you'd need to use your fat butt more often to solve problems.
Like, it's the weirdest thing. I played Sonic Rush, and then I played New Super Mario Brothers, and I beat the game with... I did beat the game. I went through the game with absolutely no problems until the very last world. And that's when I started dying.
Your guards suck, lady. They weren't even looking. So yeah, that was your tipping point game, eh?
Yeah.
Ooh, an actual dolly zoom. That's impressive. Wait, what do they call that? The thing where they put a camera on a dolly and they move the camera backwards as the camera zooms in and it makes... What do they call that?
I don't know.
Well, they did it, whatever it is. Yeah, a dolly zoom.
Hey, Revenant.
Hey Revenant, the theme of the stream is Dan doesn't like this game and I really like this game, so we're going to be arguing with each other constantly.
You still gotta find a game that I really like that you hate.
What if I like too many video games? Wait, the Triforce is the Infinity Gauntlet? And the Infinity Stones? So I have to keep Thanos from getting the Triforce. Zelda, I don't feel good.
Like, we're at the point where there's nothing to critique anymore, because there's nothing happening.
Another dolly zoom. Ganon looks fucking evil, as he always does. Evil eyes, how about evil everything?
Cutscene. And it's not even really him doing anything. It's not like where...
She's talking about the prophecy that came to her in a dream. He looked in my direction. Nice sweep. Actually, he's a gypsy. He's more like V. Monroe. RPX says he looks like he's in a biker gang. Revenant, that's a Romanian gypsy nose, not a Jewish nose. You've got to tell the difference by now. it's the world is item gated. You could technically go to the opening of the next area, but without this letter, you can't actually get past it because the guard won't let you. Before we leave, I always have to look through this window. I think I've showed you this before.
No. Oh, neat.
Is that Yoshi? Yeah, that's Yoshi.
Yeah. Is that Donkey Kong? In between Mario and Yoshi.
No, I think that's Peach.
I can't tell. Could be Peach. I really can't tell.
Let me try and get a good angle.
I don't think that's a good angle.
Yeah, I think it's Peach. It must be a little bit more compressed on the video. Oh my gosh. That is one butch lady. Weave says, "Oh no, that's a man!"
Why did everyone hate Skyward Sword?
Have you played Skyward Sword?
I played the tutorial.
I've never played it.
Do you know why everyone hated it?
Nope.
Well, how'd they suck? Ah.
In Kakariko Village, born and raised on the playground where I spent most of my days. She's related to Sky. Enormous bombs, able to throw something on the ground that makes her vanish.
I barely remember any of Ocarina of Time's music outside of like that one song that plays when the sun rises.
I really like that song actually. Having a musical theme for when the sun rises, yeah, that sounds vaguely like a rooster crowing. I think that's actually really clever. So, should I rescue all the chickens or should I get on with it? The Gerudo Valley theme is really good to the point where it's one of the few songs that they actually didn't remix when they put it in Smash Bros. They just put the exact same song in it. So, no, I'm not fighting the chickens right now. Should I rescue the chickens or get on with it already?
Get on with it.
Get on with it?
What do you get for doing chickens?
A piece of heart. No, a bottle.
Do you need the bottle?
The bottle's really good, actually. Yeah, I'll get the chickens. What the heck?
Alright.
That was a little strange. Yeah, Dan, what do you think of Majora's Mask?
I didn't play that much of it because I didn't like how it was timed.
Yeah, but that's like... I was the same way, but that was when I was a little kid. Are you sure that the timed aspect wasn't just not growing on you because of
I don't know.
because of that?
I remember it having better level design, I'll say that, but I didn't get very far in it. Like, it felt like... I mean, the game is timed, so they're not going to waste as much of your time as this game does on pointless crap.
So, I actually really like the chicken puzzle. And I can justify it, too. The reason why I really like the chicken puzzle is it's another 3D puzzle.
Remember how in Link's Awakening, if you...
I never played Link's Awakening.
In Link's Awakening, if you attack the chickens, they'll attack you.
Yeah, that works in this game too.
No, it isn't just they retaliate, that's just what the dog does. What the chickens do is they, like a whole herd of them attack you.
Yes, that happens in this game too.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you once I'm done with this puzzle. I'll start attacking one and you'll see. It usually leads to your death, so that's why I'm, 5 more.
I don't remember there being... I don't remember encountering... I don't remember encountering the chickens in A Link to the Past, but I kind of remember seeing a sprite for one.
Thanks for joining us, Jerpentine.
Yep, see ya.
I thought for sure there was a chicken up here, too. That's how Mafia works. So, the reason why bottles are important is because they act as continues, using convoluted fairy logics. Two more chickens, everybody. Just one more to go. Does anyone know where the last chicken is?
I thought it was near where the one you just got. I know it's like two of them near each other.
I can never find the last one. It's gotta be somewhere around here, though. Alright, I'll try going up there. Again, see what I can see. Wait, I see it, it's over here. So this is about the visual quality of the original N64 version, because it is on the N64, just using an upscaler. And I actually don't think it looks too bad. It's not very high resolution, but they really hid the low-res textures well. Alright, time to save up and get into a fight with some chickens. You haven't seen this before? Dan?
I don't remember. Oh yeah, no, I haven't. Sorry, there's a pretty big delay.
Is this like what happens in Link to the Past?
No, what happens in Link to the Past is they all come from off screen. And it's like one at a time.
Death by chickens. See? Death isn't a huge penalty in this game. It doesn't waste a lot of your time. Right back in the action again.
Q, Stefan Molyneux says that it cost $400 to free a slave.
What?
Like on Twitter an hour ago, he said that something about how people, like, you know, the left is complaining about stupid stuff while it only cost you $400 to free a slave from the whatever slave trades they have in their world now. Is that true?
I've never heard that before.
I mean, obviously you need a little more than 400 to, like, 400 is probably just the base price to buy the slave, but then you're probably going to want to buy them new clothes because they're not going to be able to get a job wearing their slave clothes. You're going to want to pay for them you're going to need to transport them somewhere. Presumably he does not want all of these slaves to be living in this country, so they're going to want to travel somewhere else. So that's going to cost even more. And then there's also feeding them and sheltering them.
I have no idea. I don't know where he's getting that number from. I mean, it could be that there's an all-in-one charity that promises if you give them $500, they'll be able to free one slave. Yeah. Just like, you know how like Feeding America does the thing where, like, with $2 we can feed 3 families or whatever. But they actually mean it. You know how Feeding America works, right?
You told me, but I don't know if our audience has heard.
Okay, so Feeding America basically, you know how you always see the complaint about how grocery stores throw out all this food that they could be giving to poor people. Well, that's what Feeding America does. Is they take the food that would otherwise be thrown out and they redistribute it through their network. So that's how they're able to do the thing where you give them very little money and they get a lot of food to a lot of people using that small amount of money because it's paying entirely for the logistics.
Good night, Weeb.
I don't think they look like Malin. But have a good one, Weeb. I'm gonna go to the town market and get me some shield. And maybe a Poopachu mask. Everyone loves Poopachu. Oh no, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Did I make it? I made it! Suck it, son. I shouldn't be reading Telegram messages while trying to play the game. It makes me run into walls.
What's happening on Telegram?
Nothing. I just had notifications.
Did you see the picture that Oliver drew? I take it that's a no?
Nope. Whoa, he did give me a good discount. Where's that creepy mask salesman? Here it is. The picture who drew for what? Oh, it's Gripe Laugh. So this guy has essentially like set up like a multi-level marketing scheme. He's like the Avon lady or something.
It's this faggot.
Yes, this faggot, who in the next game, Majora's Mask, turns absolutely terrifying. Like nightmare fuel levels.
I don't remember enough about him. Like I said, I didn't get that far.
It's Boopachoo! Wait, I thought I could go into the village at night. I guess we'll find out. Can I climb Death Mountain at night? I guess we'll find out. Does anyone actually know how this game works? Not me. Whoops.
I don't know, maybe this wasn't the smartest idea. I don't have that much more to say about the game at this point. I did like the graveyard area for some reason. I don't remember why, though.
Yes, it is a multi-level marketing scheme. Well, I'm gonna beat the whole game. We've gotta at least get to everyone's least favorite temple, the Water Temple.
That one was one of the better ones, though. Why is it their least favorite?
Because it's a water level. No one likes water levels. No, do you want to know the real reason? Because most of them are playing it on emulators, and so switching between the boot, putting on the boots and taking off the boots takes forever.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't play the water level on emulator. I played it on the Wii Virtual Console.
What, he wants me to go back to Saria? Why? Welcome back, Coyote.
What happened now?
What?
To find a coyote.
Oh, I remember why I have to go back to Syria. I do have to go back to Syria. Well, that's a pain. Because I need Syria to teach me the forest song so that I can play it for the Goron Chief, because the Goron Chief likes that music and finds it like the best thing ever. So. You can't do that, that's racist. Apparently that's the fastest way to travel, and all the speedruns just have you sides jumping the entire time. Of course, I'm not a speedrunner, so I would have just jumped into the water right there. So this next puzzle was really difficult for me when I was a kid. Not because it was hard, but because I played this game on a TV that had tiny little speakers on the front and I couldn't tell what... I couldn't hear the music clearly. Recognize this map, right, Dan?
Yeah, like I said, I got till the time skip.
But you recognize it from something else.
From the beginning of the game?
No, a game where you shoot people and it's all blocky.
Oh, okay.
So this puzzle's extremely easy with stereo headphones and extremely hard with a tiny mono speaker on the front of a television.
Yep. I think with this one I had to just pull out I either just did it full trial and error, or I got the walkthrough.
Yeah, according to the Progressive Stack, you can tell anyone to go back to their home country. Wait, you had to go for a guide after the owl specifically tells you to listen for the music? Dan? Did you have to go for a guide after the owl explicitly told you to listen for the music?
I don't remember.
I'm just bullying you. It's okay. I don't know how good the stereo sound is coming through for all y'all, but it's with headphones on, it's very clear which direction I'm supposed to go. Uh-oh, now I have to fight a waff. But it's not a nice waff, it's a mean waff.
Uh-oh.
It's actually a Wolfos. Hey! It's John Delarose!
Hey, John.
I'm actually running low on health. Oh, now I'm backtracking. That's actually a good summary.
Q, do we want to wrap this up soon? Whoa, we've been going for over 2 hours now.
Do you want to what?
Do we want to wrap this up soon? It's been about 2 hours.
Yeah, let me get Saria's song and then we'll wrap it up.
Sure, sure.
That's a savable checkpoint. I can't believe that, Ooh, foreshadowing. I wonder why this place will be very important. See, John knows what's up.
John, have you played Minish Cap? Oh, there we go. How about this? You play this game, and once you're done with it, then I'll play Minish Cap, and I'll tell you about why it's better than this one.
All right. Yeah, I'm up. I'm up for that and down for that.
Ha! Even John agrees.
Saria, like Navi, except she actually gives good advice whenever you call her up. Alright, let me save this up. And then we'll call it a day. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll be sure to do this again because I need to beat this game regardless of how much Dan is enjoying himself watching me play. So, see you later, guys. Thanks for joining us. I think I already said that.
Yep.
Worth it.
Watching.